okay, for me, aging is an accumulation of time, of minutes, days, weeks, and all. So as you move through time, as you live, because that's what living is. Living is existing over a period of time. If you exist now and you don't exist a minute from now, then you're not living. You're not alive. Then you're alive now and you're not alive then. So living is continuing to exist over a period of time. Aging is the exact same thing. Aging is accumulating that time. So living, I feel I have absolute control over how I live. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I get up when I want. I go to bed when I want. I do what I want. Living is totally under my control. So if living is under my control, and living and aging are the same thing, then aging is under my control. How I live determines how I age, because they're one and the same. One of the things I discovered very early on in bodybuilding, which enables you to bodybuild, is that everything we need is all built in. The body has developed systems to deal with the environment, and that's how the body lives, by responding to the environment. That's how it develops. From minute to minute, it's sensing the environment and changing. We think of evolving of evolution as over great periods of time, hundreds, thousands, millions of years, that we evolve, we change. But that same system that allows us to evolve over long periods of time is operating constantly, here and now. But the adjustments that it makes are minute, because our environment is pretty much the same from moment to moment, day to day. So if a bodybuilder wants to cause the body to do something, it manipulates, we change the environment, and the body responds to that change in the environment. And by manipulating the environment, we get the body to respond in ways that we want it to respond. And that's how we do it. We don't do anything with the body itself directly. We manipulate the environment. Now, the environment is activity levels. It's the food we take in. Okay? It's our emotions. It's how we stress. How we deal with stress. It's everything. It's the environment. So we manipulate these things, and the workout is one of the tools we use to manipulate a system. Okay? If we put stress on the body doesn't like to be in stress, physical stress, because it knows that stress is harmful. Stress can even kill you. So we stress the body physically, and it responds by getting stronger or bigger. If we go in and daily ask of the body more than it's comfortable doing, it responds by getting stronger. So it moves that stress into a place where it can do it comfortably. Okay. So as soon as it does that, we increase the stress by increasing the poundage or the whatever it is that we're doing that stresses it. You know, working out a little harder, a little heavier, a little faster. We increase that stress, and the body follows by responding to move that what was stressful into a comfortable condition or comfortable place by getting stronger. Once it's stronger, then it can handle that. So the workout is one way of manipulating the environment so as to cause the body to respond in a particular way. The diet is another way of manipulating the environment by eating more of this, eating less of this, and moving that around, and the body will respond. So I learned that I'm controlling my body when I control the environment. I'm causing all of these systems to respond in ways that I want it to. And here recently, there's a sort of an emerging field of science called epigenetics. Epigenetics, we always thought that, humans always thought that, always, when they discovered genes, well, genes dictated who we are, what we are, you know, and they're sort of intractable. Genes were it. But it turns out we're born with all of the genes, but only certain of them are programmed so that we can't change them. And those are the genes that determine the species, okay, and all the characteristics of the species, the genes that determine the ethnicity and the characteristics of that particular ethnicity, and the genes that determine the sex. All of the genes other than those, which are the vast majority of genes, are pretty much blank. And the environment we're born into begins to program those other genes. And in bodybuilding, we learn, okay, if I change the environment, I can change the genes. What happens? It's hormonal. When you change the environment, it puts out certain genes which tells, certain hormones which tells certain genes to ramp up or ramp down, turn on or turn off. So we can manipulate the genes, you know. And as we develop from birth, all of the things that make us individuals, that make you and me, because there's millions of other Caucasian male humans out there which are not you. Those are the only things that you share, but beyond that, your physical being, your emotional being, all of the characteristics that make you you and not some other white guy you've created you. Initially, we're babies, we're born into this environment, and it's the environment and the parents and then the teachers and the church and all of that, they program. But at some point in time, we decide, okay, I'm going to accept this, that I've been taught, programmed, and live with it, or I'm not going to, and do my own thing. So at that point in time, we decide to take over our creation consciously. And we continue creating us.